Octopimp is in the chat?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's in there. He says he already has all these cards. So
Get them in.
Yeah, he may have been the one who bought this last year. I don't even recall. Well,
he has a set of beta moxes.
Nobody's sniping. No one else is bidding.
Sniper, no sniper.
We've gone once, we've gone twice. It looks like it has been sold to Flip for $2,300. A steal, if you ask me. Well done, Flip. Thank you, everybody. There's a bag. Thank you, guys. That was awesome.
So,
whew, feel good about that. All right. Punch.
So according to the chat, that puts me...
Punch all you like. That
within
was brilliant.
striking
You know it.
Okay, its magic was good. The second thing you played...
I couldn't pull another thing off the top of my head at the moment, and so it was just.
You just
like,
searched magic and picked the first thing?
Next thing on the list.
It was awful.
Do you believe in magic? In a young girl's heart?
Thank you.
I was trying to use that yesterday.
So, Ian, you were saying that you're within striking distance
According to
of...
the chat, I'd like to get a double check on this, but apparently I'm within 4,000 after that last auction of beating someone.
Presumably James.
Oh, but you'd have to get 4,000 before the end of your shift,
Within
which
an
is
hour.
only 48 minutes.
That's gonna be tough.
Do we have anything else coming up in the next hour?
We could do $1.
In-
We have another live auction shortly.
Yeah, we have a live auction shortly, and in an hour, Phil Plate calls in.
Yes, he did. 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Well, 50 minutes. 47 minutes.
So I was closer.
It's a competition.
Math.
Oh god, low battery.
Now you will. Of course, it's a competition. What isn't?
So I know I crashed the bus, but
So, Ian, as well, did you like have you slept since I last saw you? Did you like re-wake through all of Bill driving, or did you go home and sleep during that time?
No, I actually went back and slept.
Okay.
In fact, yeah.
So you're still actually relatively fresh here.
Yes, indeed.
Well, that's good. That is good.
Oh, this sounds like a leading question.
No, I'm just I'm just trying to figure out where you're at and you know how you're feeling at this point in your busing.
No, fantastic.
Do you feel like you've learned something from the bus?
Well, I think we've all learned something from this.
But I mean, it is a journey, right?
It is really a journey, and I don't think you can really drive the bus.
The bus drives you.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you can't really drive the bus until you have crashed the bus.
The bus drives all of us, doesn't it, Chad? It drives all of us. Sweet.
It's a sad moment, but it helps us learn. And learn we do. The bus is watching me.
The bus sees all.
Oh, this is an option.
Hey, let's take some Dear Dr. Lure questions.
Yes.
No, last time we did that, Ian crashed the
Here's
bus.
an idea. How about we take some and I don't read them?
Yes.
That
Matt,
sounds like a better plan.
read out the Dear Dr. Lure questions for everyone.
Okay. Dear Dr. Jer,
Yes.
what are your views on the peculiarities of mallard duck identity and sexual politics?
I don't know. I would say live and let fly.
Ooh, witty.
Yeah, I know.
Witty.
No, I know that mallard ducks have like weird stuff going on there, but you know, I try not to think about it.
All right, Dear Dr. Lur, have you ever solved a dispute with a magic game? I believe it says.
We've had disputes in Magic games.
Have we solved them with Magic
I
games?
think we've
Some of them are
caused
existential.
disputes with Magic games. Like Jeremy sleeping on the couch after we play Magic and he beats me.
Dear Dr. Lur, what's the
At
weirdest
Magic.
thing you've ever signed for a fan?
Yeah, the other beatings I do to you.
Yes.
That's
Good.
about
Just
as
providing
nice.
we're clear about that, so you're in the wrong. That's okay.
No, you deserve it. I'm not in the
Oh, I
wrong.
see. Is that how it works?
So the
I
answer is
deserve
yes. Or no, because now they have to solve it.
Yeah. Ian, you're basically in line with
I'm just gonna
James right
announce
now.
this, Matt.
That's pretty amazing.
No, wait. Yeah, you're in line with James right now.
We have more pretty
Oh.
What?
things. Pretty things. Pretty things. This. is
Oh, no,
backwards.
Turn it around.
Oh.
Oh, I see. No,
I was busy looking at how pretty it was from my point of view.
I'm wrong. You're about 2,000 behind James.
Okay, I think we can do that.
Desert Bus sun catcher.
You can do that.
It's got hooks up here for you to hang it. It's stained glass.
We should do a
Unfortunately, there's
challenge.
no sunlight
Unless
down
that's what
here,
this is.
but the sunlight shines through it beautifully, and we're gonna auction that off. What time is it?
It's 5:15.
All right, we're gonna push it slightly. We're gonna auction that off at 5:40, so about 25 minutes. It's very pretty. Made by, I'm gonna get this wrong because I get it wrong even when I'm looking at it, but something like Tsukiyari Usagi is the crafter. He's also made a loading ready run one that we will be auctioning later. These are super gorgeous.
Yeah, those are amazing. I want that. Like, I really want that in
Yeah.
in our house.
Yeah.
I
You're
saw
not
it
bidding
in
my
the
salary
chat.
on it, sweetie. Sorry.
So,
I kind of
someone
want
asked
to
about
though.
the
Maybe we
Zardoz.
should.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
Yes, I have seen Zardoz just recently, and it's one of my favorite films now.
Way bigger than I thought.
What do you want?
I thought it was like this. 1337.
Find something. Do you have anything special in mind?
For anybody who's curious about more of my artwork, you can go play around on my Tumblr. lostgodthefairy.tumblr.com. If you want to put that down there, I don't know. LASCALDAFERRI.tumblr.com.
Dear chat, I don't take Desert Bus to the gay bar until the night is well underway, so it's going to be a while.
Until it feels right.
We've got to get through
Yes.
a couple of auctions, a giveaway.
It's also my twin.
And
Yes,
Phil
Paul
plays.
and Ken Stacy.
And Ken,
Oh, God.
yeah, but Matt will be gay barring.
It's just much later tonight.
Ken will be here until like 2.
Very
based
soon.
on everything he wants to auction.
We may have to interrupt Ken to gay bar.
Or we may just have to gay bar tomorrow.
Or you could take Ken
to a gay bar.
No, I have one of the challenges was specifically for James.
Ginger
Well,
soul.
James isn't staying through all of
Well, then
stuff.
I'll have to do my best. We'll see. I'll do it when I can. When the time is right, you'll know.
Alright, folks, I'm heading out. So I will
Very well, Paul.
see all you cool dudes tomorrow morning when we will be deep into the Morgan shift. So
Yes.
who knows what craziness will be happening.
Team A looks forward to your.
We'll be bust deep in Morgan.
I'm happy to report
Moving on.
the original Innistrad concept art donated by me personally from my own collection of artwork is now up to $300. I am a point. It could be higher.
So what you're saying is
Just
you're
saying.
disappointed, but
I am slightly less disappointed.
You are a point at this point.
dear Dr. Lure, when are the pony songs? When we can get to them? We've got a really busy evening tonight, but we'll get to them.
I am not a Snorlax.
Dear Dr. Lure, what's the weirdest thing you've ever signed for a fan?
I never get to sign anything weird. I'm always like, let me sign a tit, and nobody's like, nobody wants me to touch their tits. I'm disappointed.
I want you to touch my tits, Kathleen.
I don't think it's very Desert Bus appropriate though.
Actually, once after an improv show, someone came up to me and asked me to sign a wall scroll from, I think it was Ranma 1/2.
Nice.
I don't know why. First of all, the question is, why am I ruining this by putting my name on it? And second, what does this have to do with me?
Very nice. I will promise that there will be no gay bar before 6. Dear Doctors Lure, what Innistrad archetypes do you play? I think it said, because then it spiked off the top of the page.
Werewolves.
Tokens.
Red, white humans.
+1/+1 counters.
Matt doesn't actually play cards. He only plays tokens.
Making art.
I'm trying to read this, but I
There
can't.
you go.
All right, fine. You guys have brought this on yourself.
What was it?
Take a drink.
Take a drink. Responsibly, of course.
Not responsible.
Don't drink
Thank
it
you,
up.
chat. Thank you for that, Africa.
Wargarble.
Dear Dr. Ian has already answered that he is not a Snorlax.
Would
I
you like
disbelieve.
to hear more stories?
Ooh, do we have more stories?
We do. I'll get the whiteboard. Last 2 chapters for the day. Would somebody
Right.
bring that up there?
Actually, just before I crashed, I was going to explain to the chat about crashing cars and a curse that my own family has. With the song, specifically, Sunshine Lollipops.
Nice.
I've only been involved in 2 off-road incidents in a vehicle, both of which had that song playing in the background. So, let's not play that here.
Yes, no sunshine and lollipop challenges. But now it's time for the furthering adventures of Butts and Dangler.
Bring them up there. They fight crime. Last time on Dangler and Butts. Chapter 3, Butts Harder. That
Dangler and
ended
Butts,
with...
they fight crime.
There is a map here of Victoria. And looks like we know where we're going next.
Seriously?
Yeah, super awkward, huh?
I was just informed that Jeremy and I were wearing the same shirt. I hadn't actually noticed.
Okay.
It happens.
12:45. No, wait. This is
Hold
right.
on.
That's wrong.
I'll read this with you.
I need to get to the right email.
Maybe you can hear it.
Derp-a-derp-a-derp. Okay. It starts with, meanwhile, at the moon base. Shh. A phone rings. A gloved hand picks it up.
Moonbase, go ahead.
There was a delay as the voice was encrypted, sent, and then decrypted at the other end.
One of our runners may have been compromised. We'll have to assume they have the map.
Do we know who was following them?
It appears they are 2 detectives, Dangler and Butts.
There is swearing, the gloved man curses. Dangler and Butts and their mothers' mothers.
Tell the other runners to watch their backs. The Roscoe project cannot afford to be delayed. Make sure that does not happen.
By your command.
Moonbase out.
He hung up the phone and then resumed his litany of curses. He couldn't afford to take chances. He picked up the phone again and pressed the red button and spoke the exact phrase he had rehearsed.
The creepy doll needs new stuffing.
Nice.
And then we go to
Chapter 5 of Dangler and Butts.
the beginning of a beautiful friendship. As Butts caught his ragged breath, he looked over at Dangler, whose hair was barely mussed and his hands barely shaking. Butts thought back to when it all began, when he was first introduced to the golden-haired rookie and was told that his newly minted detective was his new partner.
New partner? I don't need a new partner.
Butts yelled at his captain. In the cramped office, junior-grade detective Steve Dangler had the guts to look stone-faced as the more hardened and grizzled Lieutenant Steve Butts pounded the desk with his meaty fist. Like Butts you do, roared the captain back in his face. Ever since Detective Pitts went down the line, your work has gotten sloppy. You need some shaking up. And Detective Dangler is just the man to do it. Butts' jaw clenched as he remembered the shameful incident which gave him his pause just as it brought down his former partner. From that moment on, he swore to to bring justice to the hateful Themiston cartel which deprived him of one of the few men he'd grown to trust. How was this shiny-faced rookie going to live up to his kinds of standards? Whew. You ready, Butts? Dangler pressed a hand over his brow, surreptitiously checking the number of rounds left in his gun.
Always, Dangler. Always. That was the continuing adventures of Dangler and Butts, Steve Detectives.
Steve and Steve! Good work, guys. The writer of Chapter 4 was T.J. Ablong, or something to that effect. And the writer of Chapter 5 was Tricia Lynn, who came up with the idea to make a flashback. But it's the only time we're letting you get away with that. Thank you very much.
Lovely.
We found giveaway stuff.
Okay, chat. Let's have a talk. Ian is only driving for another half hour, and we want to give Ian a legacy to beat James, or a legacy of beating James, because Ian and Bill are 2 people and James is only 1 person, so it makes empirical sense that they should be able to beat him. They really should. So we're gonna try and put some space in there. So we're gonna do another one of our famous $13.37 challenges. That's Elite Challenge. So any donation of $13.37 or multiples of $13.37 will get we'll get 1 or more, depending on how many multiples, chances to win, providing you donate before 6 o'clock. And here is what you could win.